Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to Looney Tunes World of Mayhem. In this video, we're going to go over the Tazinski event, and it's more of how to unlock him the cheapest way possible, meaning using the least amount of resources and not having to use money, because you can definitely do that. But first, before we jump into that, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. So we are going to show some Tazinski gameplay as well, show you a team that I've been having some fun with. Now, we did see in the last video that I did for June events that they looked like they were going to make some changes to the artist team, because on that calendar, it didn't have any information there. It just said stay tuned. If you haven't seen that, I'll go ahead and link it up right here. But this right here shows us that they did change it up. So they, and this is the exact team. This is actually the exact team. Actually, no, it's not. I took Zoot Suit out, and I was using Flamenco Prissy. So we'll use both of them. I'll show you why I like using Flamenco. I have used Zoot Suit here a little bit, but this is their official team. They're saying it's great everywhere. And also, one thing that I've noticed is when they come up with these structured teams, every team seems to have a legendary. So if we take a look at Spotlight teams right now on the list, and if there are any left without a legendary, I'm going to guess that that team might see a little bit of a change. But here's the new team. This is the artist team, has Tazinski in it. It's your dodge team. It uses dodge and sure dodge to avoid damage, counterattack, and flip buffs. It is a fun team. It is good. Once Daffy Miranda came into play, I never really used Penelope Couture again. It was this team with Flamenco instead of with Tazinski, but Tazinski is a permanent fixture in this team at this point. And I think the only really swappable Toon is going to be Zoot Suit for Flamenco. I think that just kind of is really the only one. And that's one thing that I've also noticed with these teams. There's really only one or two. Well, there is really only one Toon on the team. Come on. If it wants to, come on. There we go. There's only really one Toon on the team that you can swap for another one, or possibly two Toons. So now we know what's happening with that artist team. All right, so how do we unlock Tazinski? Now, one thing that I have noticed as far as legendary characters coming into the game is that they all seem to follow a pretty similar format, and that is this right here, this exact format. So if we go into here and we take a look at what we have available to us, you typically, without the legendary Toon, you have access to 3 of the campaigns. And what that is the daily campaign, which reset at 11 o'clock. Is it past 11 already? It is. Wow. So day 2 practice, you want to make sure to do those. And then you also have this one right here, Paint the Sun Spin. You have part 1 and part 2. This is where you're battling for Tazinski pieces. You're also battling for the paintbrushes and the palettes, which are something that we're going to be looking at once we go to the event store. Now, when I went through this, by the time I completed both of those, and I completed day 1 here. I haven't done day 2, as you can see. That gave me 90 Toon pieces. And then once I went into the event quests, then I claimed another 10. So through all of this, you can at least get 100 pieces of the legendary Toon. So you're a third of the way there. If we take a look at the quests available in here, so it's completing these. Typically what will happen too is if you work through these day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4s, by the time the last day comes, you'll get a free spin for that legendary Toon. So you do have an opportunity there. But you do get very few pieces. We'll take a look at that as well. And then we're using the exchange. The palette exchange is the only real place to use this. It's the only place to use the palettes. And we'll talk about that in a second as well. So you want to use that as much as possible. Make sure you farm them. And then feature Toon pieces you get as you work through the event, right? And using the exchanges and the wheels and everything. And then superior regional materials. So all typical stuff along with getting through the different campaigns. Now, you've completed what you can you've completed all three campaigns without getting Tazinski. You've got 100 pieces. What do you do now? Now we go to the event. We go into events here, and then we do this right here, this palette exchange. Every legendary, recent legendary Toons being introduced into the game seems to follow this same format. You use that, you use this exchange, and you have a chance to get these tunes right here. Now, out of here, the only tune, except for one, the only tune that I've been getting out of here is Daffy. You know what? And he doesn't even show up on here, but it's Showbiz Daffy is what I was getting out of here. Right there. See? Showbiz Daffy, guaranteed one of those. 50% chance for Daffy, 50% chance for Bugs. And all I got was Daffy. But the last pull that I did get Tazinski. Now that is insane. That's insane luck. Because Tazinski, as you can see here, at least 300 pieces, so it's a guaranteed unlock. But it's only a 0.5% chance to do it. I think I did the exchange like 20 times, which is insane. I know people who've done it 40 times and still haven't done it. And I think this is the first time that I've ever used this type of legendary exchange, that I've gotten the legendary tune out of this exchange. So that's the hope here, but I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't count on it. Now, the other thing to do, and this is one of the reasons why I recommend saving your golden tickets for these legendary type events, for when new legendaries come into the game, because there's really no good use for them. But if you put money into the game, or if it's really not a concern to you, you're going to put your golden tickets where you want. That's cool. But if you want to increase your chance of getting the legendary tune when it comes out in this event format, then you want to hold on to your golden tickets. And the reason is because of this right here. If we go down here, we have this beret exchange, and the berets are what you used on the wheel for guaranteed Tazinski pieces. You get 1 for every 5. Now, every time this comes around, you have a limited exchange as well, where you can get 1 for 3. So you're going to spend, 15 tickets, you'll get 5. And then there's 1 spin. Every spin takes 5 berets. And then we go into here, the beret exchange, where it's the typical 5 golden tickets for a beret. So you're spending 25 golden tickets for 1 spin. So that's for what? 30? No, 40. For 40 golden tickets, you're getting 2 spins. That's it. So let's take a look at the wheel really quick. So by the time you get through the campaigns, let's say you got through the campaigns, you have your 100 pieces, you only need enough spins to make up for 200 of those pieces, right? So we go into here, we take a look at what the minimum amount is. It's 45. So 45 is the minimum that you're going to get, with a max of 75. So I always go off of the 45. So you only need, what is that? Is that 5? Yeah, that's 5. At the most, it's 5 spins. So for 5 spins, and it's 25 tickets, that's what's 25 to 120? Is that right? 120 golden tickets, if that's what was going to happen. So again, another reason why I suggest saving your golden tickets if you really want to make sure that you get these legendary tunes, because you can't do the rest of the campaign. You can't do the other campaigns that are available to you until you unlock that legendary tune. So that right there is the cheapest way. Hold on to your golden tickets. Make sure you have 100 or more. Make sure you're able to play through the campaign so that you can at least get your first 100 pieces. Now, as you work through the entire event, you are going to get a free spin here. So if you work all the way up to the last day of the event, save your golden tickets that you get from event rewards and such, then it's going to reduce how many spins that you need to do in here. But I needed to save up 20 spins. But so I did 3 spins. I didn't get enough pieces to unlock them, and then I went back to the pallet exchange and got lucky with that 300 pieces. So that is the best way right now as far as what the legendary events are whenever a new tune comes into play. And then what's going to happen is they're eventually going to go into a PTL at some point. I think that's what I've noticed as far as the pattern, if you will. As far as the event goes, then we're going to go into here, the Tazinski tourney, right? We're collecting pallets and energy and such like that to gain points. And then we have our milestone rewards. This is where you're going to get pallets. You're going to get some extra golden tickets. You're going to get some regional materials and things like that. That's going to help you tune up. Not enough. It's not enough to really tune up much, which is why you also want to make sure that you're saving up on your tune-up materials for that tune. Whenever we hear about a new tune, whenever you look at calendar, that event calendar, you watch my videos and you know what's coming up, start saving up on those new tunes so that you have resources to hurry up and get them up to at least tune up 30 as quickly as you can and max them out at level 69. All right, that is it. That's the Tazinski. That's the best way to get them, the easiest way to get them, and kind of hopefully I broke that down enough that it makes sense. So let's go ahead and do some brawl battles really quick. Let's jump into a battle. Let's go 69. 69K. Or, yeah, 69K against a 54K. Now, one thing I like about this guy, just kind of going through his abilities, right? So his basic hit does damage to your target and then does damage to 2 additional targets, random, of course. This ability here does damage and stuns and grants everybody dodge chance up, which is great. We also have this ability that whenever a team member dodges, grant all artist attackers members attack up for the rest of battle, which is great. Really, the only attacker is so we have 2 attackers, right? We have Jester and we have Tazinski here. So you want to make sure that you have your attackers there. We have increased attack and also his attacks. This is something good to know as well. His attacks ignore dodge, so he's good to go up against another dodge team. Although I like damage over time against the dodge. Every 3rd time this Toon dodges, it deals damage and scrambles buffs on the enemy team, which I think is pretty cool as well. And then this one here at the start of each artist ally's turn, you gain some turn meter. And if this Toon lacks dodge chance up or sure dodge, then you're going to get 2 dodge chance up. So some great abilities there, along with the leader ability here for the first time. Every time an artist team member falls below 50% health, then you're going to grant some sure dodge there. So just that saving mechanic is great Toon for this team. And then you have Miranda as the tank, and you have Flamenco as the support. All right, so let's go ahead and jump back in here. Let's do the stun locking the right way here. So we're gonna go ahead and stun Granny. There's a stun there, but she didn't last long. See, okay, so that's one thing too that's kind of irritating as well. You don't want to look for the highest turn meter bar. You want to look for the lowest because the stun only lasts until that Toon's next turn, unless it says otherwise. So just something to remember. I sometimes forget that when I'm planning my moves. Let's see. Now let's do Granny. This is stun, right? Yep. So there we go. We stunned 2. A lot of the auto attacking, all the reactionary attacks I think are great for this team. Let's go ahead and do this. Do that. Do some other damage. Got a crit off that additional damage, which was nice. Let's go ahead and do this. And who are we going to stun now? Let's stun Granny again. All right, we'll go ahead and put Zoot Suit in here next. Granny's going to come out of stun here in just a second. But she needs the rest, right? Let's do this. Nice damage there to everybody. So again, punching up. We can't stun that guy, right? Nope. He doesn't like sitting on his butt. He's got to be active. Nice. Now does that do... Yep. So it does additional damage to the same target as well. I don't know why it did... Oh, hey, we stunned him. That's taking forever. Let's go. All right, there we go. So that worked out. So let's go ahead. We'll throw Zoot Suit in there. Zoot Suit's a little bit different. Flamenco's got her stuns, and she's got her silence. You have the same thing coming from Zoot Suit. So I think they're very interchangeable. I would just say whoever your strongest is, throw them in there. So that was a 64 or 69K team. So that worked out very well. Let's go ahead and swap her out for the suggested team with Zoot Suit in there. Now, the cool thing with Zoot Suit is he does have a good... Let's see, let's go ahead and stun him if we can. No, he came out of it. Let's do this. This ability here, so he's going to silence all enemies and stunning those that are already silenced. So he does just a blanket stun right off the bat, which is great against, which is a great tactic actually for, especially for defense teams. Now they're saying that this team is good everywhere. The dodge team I think is the #1 team, or one of the, I'm going to say one of the top 5 teams that is great in a lot of different areas, but should also be built up first. And until Tazinski got in there, it was a pretty cheap team to put together because there's some pretty basic tunes for the most part. I mean, they're epics and stuff like that, obviously. Let me grab this. But as you can see, we burned through that team there fairly quickly, and it was a pretty even level team. We didn't punch up much on that one. So this guy here, overall, I think he's a great tune. I definitely think he's worth it. The dodge team has always been great, and I think the dodge team just got better. And again, that tune that can be swapped, really, I think, is Zoot Suit for Flamenco. So whatever your preference is with those two tunes. I'd really be interested in your thoughts. What do you think about these legendary events? This is a similar format that we have seen with some previous legendaries that have just entered the game. The unlock, I think, is reasonable as long as you save your resources and as long as you have the teams required to burn through those campaigns, especially the 3 campaigns where you can get up and get to your 100 pieces. So that all you have to worry about are 200 pieces. And sometimes it takes the entire event. I know some people's luck. A lot of it is RNG, but there is a guaranteed way to get him, and that is by saving up your golden tickets. Definitely something I would suggest. All right, everybody, there you go. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.